So today we are going to learn about inheritance in C++. Already in the past few classes we are learning a concept of pillar of object-oriented programming. So already we learned what is class and objects, and then abstract, access specifier. Then last class we learned about encapsulations, right? So today we are going to learn inheritance. Inheritance. Yes, inheritance is nothing but, so already we know what is class and objects, right? So the inheritance is nothing but, so inherit the two classes. Inherit the two classes. So inherit the two classes means, before we go, I'll give some example. So what is inheritance means, if our daily life, right? In our daily life, we often hear people say that you are look like that people say that you are like your mom, right? Some of them say, somebody will say, someone say you are like your dad, understand? So some of may your nose, some of says your nose is like your grandfather. But how you question to yourself how all of them have a resemblance to you, right? Someone's resembles. If we talk about you, someone's for me, everybody say you look like your father. Then somebody say you look like your mother, right? Look like your mother. Then you know, so it's like your father or mother. I think your face, your color, something you say resembles to your parent, right? So that if you resembles to someone, that is we call as inheritance. I hope you all understand. If you resembles to parent, then children. If you parent and children, if any resembles, if you match something, so if you inherit the two uh, things from parent to children, so that is we call as, basically in the outside, that is we call as inheritance. I hope you all understand, right? So inheritance is basically a process which is the tell in occur ancestors, we can say that one parent are transformed from to the to others, transform to others. So actually the definition of inheritance, the capability of a class to derive property. All of you know property means variable, right? Derived property and characteristics from another class is called as a inheritance. If you derived from any property and characteristic from one class to another class, that is we called as a inheritance. So say for example, some knows and property, some other characteristics, some things we are already derived from one parent to children, right? Same like one class to another class, that is we called as a inheritance. Inheritance is one of the most important features of object-oriented programming. So normally we have divided into subclass and superclass. Superclass we called as a base class. Derived class is we called as a subclass we called as a derived class. So the class inherit the property from another class is called as a subclass or derived class. Superclass is called a class whose property is inherited by subclass is called as a base class or superclass. So superclass normally we call as a base class is top. Subclass is will be derived from one class to another class. Actually, another definition, inheritance is a defined mechanism which is one of the class can access the property and attributes from exiting class. So normally we call as a properties reusability and maintainability. See, normally we give, this is one of the class. This is one of the class 1. So we can derive the class as a class 2. So this is first class, we call as a base class. This one class 1 to class 2. This is we call as a derived class. So this class, say for example, now here vehicle. So vehicle is the base class. So vehicle we can divide it into automobile, motor drive, or pulled vehicle. We have so many vehicles. So automobile and pulled vehicles. So we can divide it into two vehicles. Then the automobile we have to car, bus. Then pulled vehicle we can divide into characters. So this is we call as a base class. So base class we can divide it into two classes. So these two we call as a derived class. These two also we call as a derived class. I hope I understand. This is two also we call as a derived class. Derived class. See, like if you talk about your parent, your grandfather is we call as a base class. Grandparent is called as a. Then your parent, another class. Grandfather, base class. Parent is the derived class. Then after parent we have children's. This is also we have base class. I hope you'll understand, guys. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So inheritance we have divided into parent, the relationship between two or more classes. Relationship between two or more classes we call as inheritance. Relationship between two or more classes we call as a derived class called inheritance. So method of inheritance. So there are three methods we are going to follow: public model, protected model, private model. So these three is nothing but is access specifier. This is we call as access specifier. This is access specifier. So if you public model, if you derived a subclass from public base class, so that public member of base class will be become a public. The derived class and property and member of the base class will be become a productive derived class. If you protected mode, if we derived the subclass from protected base class, the both public members and protected member then base class will be become a protected derived class. Private mode, if you derived a subclass from a private base class, then both public member and protective member of class become a derived class. See here, these are the base class. When you divide into base, so this is the base class is a public. So type of inheritance we have public also public, protective, private class. The base class protective, both are protective only, but private not, both are not accessible. When you're doing the program, then I'll explain you guys. So why and when we used inheritance? Why and when we used inheritance? So I'll give you some example. Consider a group of car, group of group of vehicle. Consider as a group of vehicle. So you have to create a class for bus, car, truck. So you have to create a class for bus, car, then track. See bus. So this is we have class 1, but class name is bus. Class 2 car. Class 3 is the truck. The method of fuel amount, capacity, apply brakes will be same for all three classes. See the fuel amount capacity, apply for brakes. These all for both three class but same. We have same every class we have to use class 1 for fuel. See, class bus also we have same for fuel amount, capacity, apply brakes. Class car also fuel amount, capacity, apply brakes, all same. Truck also three things are same. Understand? Brakes are same. So will be the same all three classes. If you create these classes avoiding inheritance, then we have to write all these functions in each of the three classes as shown as. See, if you want to write separate program without inheritance, we have to write for class bus, then separate all the all the properties. Class 2 all the properties. Class 3 all the property. Truck also property. We have to write we have to create three separate classes. We have to write separately. So that's why we are using inheritance. You can clearly see we have, for example, the process of result in the duplicate of same code three times. See, so duplicate of same code three times. Same code for one code is second code, three times we have to. So this is very everything. First class is duplicated for 1, 2, 3. Understand? 1, 2, 3. There is a three duplicated. This increasing chance to error data redundancy. So if you go like this, if every program we have to write everyone separate code, then same code is repeated. So we may get chance to error, and then we will be mostly we will be confused. We are avoiding this type of situations. So we use inheritance. We use inheritance because we want to use redundancy. Then we want to write duplicate codes. We have to write repeated codes. That's why we are using inheritance. So if you create a class vehicle and writing these three functions, it inherit the rest of the classes. So commonly we are writing a one function. See, whatever we want, we are writing the one function. So we are writing one function. This function we can inherit all the functions. So this is base function, base class. We create one base class. Then whatever data we want, we can put here. This is base class. Rest in inherit. So these three functions, three functions, it inherit the rest of the class for vehicle class. Then we can simply avoid the duplicate of data and increasing reusability. So looking at this diagram, so we have class 1, class 2, class 3. So this is base class. Whatever that functions or very property we want, this class we automatically inherit from here. In the class bus, if you want fuel data, just all the data will be inherited here. If you inherit it here, so the function only one time instead of three times. The function we have to, if you without inheritance, we have to write three times. So here you can write one time, then just you can inherit the data. That's enough. So inherit the rest of the three classes from base classes. So vehicle is class, this is base class, this is we call it the derivative class. So whatever data we want, we can put it in the base class. If you any data want, just you can call from here. So in this is we call it as the inheritance of the data. I hope you understand. So the type of inheritance, there are five type of inheritance: single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, hybrid inheritance. So single, multiple, multi-level, hybrid, hierarchical inheritance. Uh, See, the inheritance, we missed the two topics. So when you use the inheritance, there are reusability, maintainability. So reusability, if every call we can repeatedly we can use, so we can avoid the error. Maintainability, easily maintenance. If you want to create a one base class, automatically we can derive the class. So easily we can maintain whatever data we want put in the base class, then we can automatically derive class from inherit the one class to another classes. That is first single inheritance. So in single inheritance, the one base class, one derived class, one base class, one derived class. So which is derived class within the only one base class. The derived classes inheritance inherit all the data members and member of functions from the base class. The one subclass is inheritance by one base class. See, all one base class, then one derived class. Whatever all functions, we can inherit all type of data member functions, all of data members like a variable, all functions, class, everything inherited from one base class to one. This is we call the single inheritance. One base class, one derived class. So this is we call as a single inheritance. So single inheritance example programs here. So single program inheritance here. See here we have create public. There is a public here, guys. Our class name is variable vehicle. Public is the one of the main base class. Always single inheritance we have to use only the public access specifier. So it's called my name. Class name is called here. I'm going to create a vehicle. This is vehicle. This is I'm going to create a my base class. Base class already create a vehicle. Subclass divided from the single class. So how to declare the inheritance? The class name is car. This is this is a derived class name. Then we have to increase public vehicle. Public vehicle means all the data we can use it in the derived class public and vehicle. The main function int main. See, create an object like car is the your class name object. We're creating an object. This object is automatically this object we can create from call from here. See, automatically can print this. This is the vehicle. This is only one derived class. How to derive this? All functions of previously we saw everything same, but this is function name. This function you have to derive means you have to put your class, then create a class name, semicolon, public, then our base class name. That is enough. This is you have to create a second derived class. We want to increase one class to another class. We have to if you want to increase, you have to write the class name, then semicolon, you have to write public, then base class name. That's enough. That is the single inheritance out of it. This is because of multiple inheritance. So multiple inheritance is nothing but multiple inheritance feature of C++. Classes inherited from more than one classes. So that is because of multiple inheritance. So subclass inherited into more than one base classes. So previously we saw only one base class, one derived class. So here we have to use two base class. Multiple means two base class. This is base class 1, this is base class 2, or base class 3 or something like will go. Then all the classes will be inherit. We can inherit the data from derived classes. See, I'll give you why we want to use a multiple inheritance. Now all of you using you are using LLS, right? LLS, Lincoln Learning System. So where we are using multiple document. Now if you're studying 5 subjects, writing 5 subjects, right? 5 subjects. Subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, subject 4, subject 5. So subject 1 mark, internal mark, your assignment mark, then final exam mark, everything will have available one. When you go for printing your consolidated mark, When you print consolidate mark for all subjects, this is we call multiple inheritance. All data first subject will be coming here. You can access here, access here. I hope you all understand, guys. So we can print one subject, second subject, third subject. Then we can put total here. I hope you all understand, guys. This is we call as a multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance. So we have so many base classes. We can derive from one derived class increased by many base classes. We call as multiple inheritance. So this is example. Third one is called multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. This is the type of inheritance. Derived classes is created from another derived classes. See, this is base class 1, base class 2, base class 3. So first base class, then derived to another class, then derived to another class. So as I said earlier, example, I give a grandparent, parent, children's. So one plus one, then another. If you go like this, is called a multi-level inheritance. Multiple means 1, 2, 3. Three classes we can divide into one classes. Multiple means one base class, then second base class, third base derived class. We'll go like this. This is we call it multi-level inheritance. This is example. Last one is called hierarchical inheritance. So this is the type of inheritance more than one subclasses, then inherited from the single base classes. See, basically one subclass. So one subclass we can divide it into two derived class, then from the two derived class we can divide it into, if you go like this, is hierarchical inheritance. Look at this picture, you can, I hope you can understand. And this is we call it as a hierarchical inheritance. This is we can say parent also, we can say. So we can say, okay, vehicle, there are two vehicles, passenger vehicle, and then light vehicle, then heavy vehicle. Light vehicle we can say car, jeep. Then this is we can call as a heavy vehicle, we can bus, lorry. We can divide it like this. This is the hierarchical inheritance. So one base class we can divide. So another one is hybrid inheritance. So hybrid inheritance is nothing but you can divide it, each and every classes we can see one class we can divide it into two classes, then we can go for 2-3 classes. So hybrid is inheritance implemented by combining more than one type of inheritance. For example, combining hierarchical inheritance, multiple inheritance. Below the image, combine the hierarchical multiple inheritance. See, two multiple inheritance, one class, then we can divide it for two class, then we can go for another one. So another base class we can divide it into two class. This all the class we call as a hybrid inheritance. Example. Now I hope you'll understand, guys. Hello. Hello. Hey guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I'll send you this example one. You can try it, right? You can try. Then guys, next week we will be conducting midterm exam. Next week we have midterm exam, guys. Yeah, all of you here, right? I want to show you one thing, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If all of you able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I have only few names. The only in my, this object oriented, my cellular is showing only 5 students are registered. I'm not seeing your name. Like, what is your name? IZRYL. Israel Wilson. Soon is okay. Noor Umaira Balkis is here. Hello. Noor Umaira Balkis here. Hello. Muhammad Amirul Ashraf bin Noor Amazon is here. Hello. Noor Binti Muhammad Feroz is here.
Yes, sir.
Login Rush.
No, sir.
Hey, who's this Rafuna here? This name? RAF.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Ishraf.
what's your name?
ISYRAF.
Your name is here.
Nope. No, sir.
Hey, can you ask your faculty? You say I cannot. My name is not appear in the lecturer attendance sheet. Hmm? Can you contact your department? Have you done your registration?
Yeah. Mrs. May put me in there.
Can you confirm with her? Your name is not appeared. Because only this is last week I downloaded. See, 5/7/2011 one I have downloaded this attendance sheet because previously I cannot access. Last month only I can. They given the permission to access this attendance. Okay.
I'll ask.
Yeah, can you ask? Because otherwise I cannot give you a mark or cannot give you the attendance. You're not able to write the exam. Can you confirm with your department today? Then let me know after you can talk to May. Then let me know. Okay.
All right, sir.
So another one.